Hello again, welcome back. I've finished my 8 cards. As far as I'm going to finish them right now, I might go back and add more details later, depending on how they end up feeling. I feel like some of these are probably going to get some white acrylic paint and things like that. Like I said, you can get as detailed or simple as you want to do. I really enjoy even the feel of the paint when you put some of the paint on the cards. So it depends. Like it can be a very tactile experience. But the ones that I got from my little exercise were slow down, because I sometimes need to. Breathe, definitely. Live with passion. That one's quite fun. And there was like a little flame shape in the light yellow in the back there, so I went for that. Explore. I still haven't decided what to do with him yet, other than that really cool canyon, but there will be something else in there. I can see it coming. Dive in. I feel like there's going to be a little, like a pond white in the white acrylic. There's going to be like a pond ripple happening here. And be gentle. And expand. And be bold. So those are my 8 cards for my first deck. And yeah. So I'm going to show you. That was so much fun. Oh my god. I love making these. I hope you enjoy making them too. And like I said, you can make as many of them as you want, as many times as you want. They will always be different each time, because you'll be in a different mental place each time you do them. So they're always going to change. And you can, like I said, you can use stamps. If you don't like your own handwriting, you can use stamps. You can use whatever you want to use. And it's a fantastic exercise. And it always gets me out of my head and into my creativity, because each one, once you've gotten your words and a basic pattern idea on your cards, that's when you can go back and really get into adding whatever you see in the background. Or if it's for a specific person and say they have a particular symbol or animal or something, you can go in and you can add things based on who you're doing them for, what they're for, what your intentions are behind them. And some people like to do, like I showed you only how to do the ones on the one side, but you can paint both sides and do them two-sided with messages and stuff on both sides, like I was talking about. So it's really up to your imagination what you might end up doing with them. So now I've got one of these big pieces of paper like I started with. So this is the same size, whatever your original size of paper is. You want to make sure that it will accommodate your cards. So you can see that those would fit inside of whatever I make out of this. So I'm going to show you a couple of different variations. It's a long piece of paper to rip. Oh, and he's not going to rip straight either, cheeky devil. That's alright, doesn't hurt anything. He keeps going. Oh my god. There we go. So, the first one I'm going to show you. And for this one, you'll need like a little bit of glue or something, should you so desire, to make like a folded edge on the bottom, because you can make like a little envelope to tuck them in. So I'm just folding along the bottom edge here. This will be my bottom edge. And then say, for example, you wanted to make like a pocket so they can sit, you can see on that little lip in there. Then you would fold it over. And you can do, if you're not sure, you want to make sure that you get the right size and you're not feeling particularly foldy, because you're not 100% sure if it's going to be the size you want it to be, then you can make sure, just fold it and accommodate it however you want. So you can sit it in here, for example. I'm going to leave a little bit on the side here. Tuck him all the way into his little bottom there. And then you can just give him a roll. That usually makes it a little bit easier for you to find where your seams are going to be. So that will fit him. What you can do is you put some glue on here and some glue along this side here. And you fasten those together. And there you have one pouch for one set of cards. You would just cut along that line after gluing and gluing, and then you have one pouch ready to go. You can also, if you only want the one seam on the bottom for it to sit in, if you don't want it to be too thick at the bottom, you can go like so. And I'm showing you this one because it's a super simple variation. You can cut it with scissors. I'm just ripping it because it's handy. And what you can do, when you fold it over, and you'll be gluing it to this spot here, so it'll make a little pocket, and gluing it here, so it holds itself on the sides together. This side's already together, so it won't matter. These are really great because when you are finished gluing and everything, you can open it up, and you tuck your cards in there, and say if it's for a gift for someone, or for Christmas, you can pop a little ribbon through there, through the top, and hang it on the tree with someone's name on it. You can paint another big sheet of paper like we did in the beginning, and then make your envelopes in colors that match whatever your decks of cards are. Another great idea if you live in apartment buildings, since we're not allowed to go out and visit or do any of that sort of thing. Some nice things for our neighbors, since we can't bake cookies or anything, would be to, because you don't know who has allergies to what, would be to create a deck of cards with an envelope, put a little ribbon through, and hang it on their doorknob. Just an idea. Just the little things that we can do to make each other's days happier. So you can do that variety. Or you can also do la la la. It's the same, well, it's not the same idea, but it's a similar idea to what we just did. We're going to fold it so I can see where his bottom is going to be, which sounds funny. I think I want to give him a little lip, maybe. Or if you want to we can get really technical with this and go like this. Figure out where that's going to be. Take our scissors. We figure out where the top of our cards are. Can you see what I'm? Yeah, you can. Figure out where the top of our cards are. Fold this one along here, and then cut it on that spot. This one's a little bit more complicated, but it ends up looking a little more fancy, and you can actually seal it. Like, for example, if you're mailing them to someone, and it gives you an extra piece of paper. If you've painted the big piece of paper, then you have an extra one to write a little, note on to the person. And what we can do now, since you've got where it's marked here, we can go, there's a couple options. We can go like this. I think this one's the easiest one. You just cut it so that it comes inwards a little bit here. Makes a couple of nice little flaps, because we like flaps. And this will make you a nice sturdy one. So if you're having if you want to have your cards in your purse or a bag, this will make a little bit of a sturdier pocket for you. And just fold it over. And like I said, you can paint these. You can paint them before or after, depending. Don't paint it with your cards in it, mind you, because that could be horribly destructive. But you can paint the big sheet of paper. And you can do the same thing like we did before, where you glue them together. Now, this one, you can either cut off so that it matches right there, which I think is what I'm going to do. So when you fold it up, you've got a nice seam that comes up and matches along this edge. And you just glue it along here and along here. And it makes a nice little pouch. I find this one is the most handy one for putting in your bag. Like if you're going to carry it with you, simply because you can pull it out and it makes life a little simpler. And then you cut it the same on the top, like you did before. So you can shape and then cut along your folds. I know the first one was much simpler. But if you want to get really complicated with your little envelopes, this is another way to do it. So you will glue those two together. Ta-da! And then if you want to get super fancy, not that this isn't already a lot of work, but you can, boop, and I can never get two of the same angle, so I don't even know why I try. And then what you can do is you can put a hole through here, through this one, and a hole through here, and you can do a ribbon and have it tied closed in your bag. And it just makes a nice little carrying pouch for them. So, I hope this was a fun exercise for you, and I am really, really looking forward to seeing cards that you've made. I would love to see them. I'm going to finish up these 8 decks of 8 that I've created now, because I'm going to use them for something. And I don't know, I'll have to see what I end up doing with them. They may end up going out as prizes to people who, I don't know, sign up for Patreon or, oh yeah, because there is a $1 tier. So if you want to sign up for my Patreon, I could probably send you out one of these bad boys. That could be fun. All right. I will leave it that. Woo. Hello. It's like nighttime now. I've been having so much fun, I just kept going. The puppy's snoring away. And I hope you enjoyed this wonderful exercise that I love doing. And I'd love for you to leave some comments and let me know what you think. Or even if you, I don't know if it's possible, but if you can leave images or you can email me or whatever works for you. And yeah, just let me know what you think, what you've created. Like I said, you can reach me on Patreon or Facebook or email, anywhere. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. I'll be happy to help. So thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you again soon.